Hello and welcome. My name is Marcos and this is Self-Psychology. Well, it's come to the point where I've decided that I'm going to discontinue the videos. Okay, I'm going to do two more, one in November 2010 and one in December 2011. Now today's video is going to be on unconditional self-acceptance. In December, I'm going to talk about unconditional other acceptance. Now the reason I'm discontinuing recording additional videos at this time is because I want to focus my time on a smartphone application that I'm currently developing. So I don't have the resources to continue this podcast and put time into creating this smartphone application, this iPhone or Android type of application. And the reason I want to do that because it's a growth. Okay, it's a growth. Jove is growing. Okay, there's currently over 130 videos out there that I've recorded on all kinds of topics. And I think if whatever you're going through, whatever you're suffering from, you could definitely benefit by viewing one or more of these videos. I think they're pretty comprehensive. I think they cover all aspects of issues that do come up. I take that back, not all, but most aspects of issues, of challenges that people come up. Now, the last two topics, unconditional self-acceptance and unconditional other acceptance, is pretty much the basis of everything that I've done. Albert Ellis used to say, if you have unconditional self-acceptance, then you don't necessarily have a disorder, right? How can you accept yourself unconditionally and still get jealous or angry or depressed or anxious, right? Because accepting yourself unconditionally means that you value yourself. So you're never going to get depressed, and that you understand logic, and the resources you have to face adversities in the future, so you don't necessarily get angry either. So that's why I think it's a good idea to wrap up with unconditional self-acceptance and unconditional other acceptance. Now what I'd like you guys to do is to follow my newsletters, which I will continue to publish, and to look out for the iPhone app, the new one, and the Android and other smartphone applications, because they're going to take what we've done so far with REBT and CBT and take it to the next level to help you use the techniques in an everyday manner, so that you won't get depressed, you won't get anxious, you won't get jealous, embarrassed, or shame, but that you will deal with challenges as they come. And again, just kind of look out for these things in the future. Now, unconditional self-acceptance. What does that mean? USA. USA means that you accept yourself as a human being. Now, what does that mean? We all know that human beings have flaws, right? We all know that we're either short, tall, wide, thin. Some are more intelligent than others. Some have physical illnesses, some don't. Some have mental illnesses, and others don't. But whatever the case is, when we accept ourselves as we are, we open up ourselves to a lot of possibilities. And everyone has told me, all my clients have always told me at one point or another, once I accept the thing that I'm struggling with, all of a sudden it doesn't become a problem. It just becomes a situation to overcome, right? So if I accept the fact that I'm unemployed, then all of a sudden, okay, I'm unemployed. It's not a problem. It's just a temporary situation that I'm currently in. And now I have energy and resources to deal with that problem, to overcome it, to make effort, to put effort into getting a job, if that's what I want. But the problem is when we see it as a problem, when we think, oh, I have this problem, I'm unemployed, it becomes like a state that you're in. It becomes your whole being. It becomes who you are as a person. So I'm an unemployed person. Not that I'm a complex human being, a father, a brother, a friend, an athlete. No. Instead of all those things, I'm just one thing. I'm an unemployed person. And of course, if that's how you globally rate yourself, then you're going to feel depressed. Because unemployed, for most people, doesn't mean something nice. People don't look at it, ourselves, we don't look at it as a state where we like to be. We want to be employed. So if we're not, then we're putting ourselves down by globally rating ourselves. Now, how else do we rate ourselves? We often rate ourselves by how we look, right? And we start to think that other people see us in a certain manner, right? So if I feel that I'm overweight, which could be, because the doctor tells me I'm not my optimal weight, now all of a sudden I start to see myself as overweight. So Marcos is overweight. Instead of Marcos is a complex human being, he does many things, he helps many people, he lives a complex life, and one of the parts of him is that he's overweight. So if I can accept that and I can say, okay, well, yeah, that's one of my parts, I'm overweight, then I free up energy to actually do something about it. Now, on the contrary, if I see myself as an overweight person and that's all, then I start to obsess about it. And I start to think that other people see me as an overweight person, and that's all they see. They don't see this complex human being. And then when I do that, I put myself down and I make myself depressed. Okay? So one of the the first things you want to do in cognitive behavioral therapy is accept where you are at this time. Accept that right now you are unemployed, or you are overweight, or you have no money to pay your rent, or you are ashamed, or you are jealous. Just accept it. At this current time, I'm doing this. I'm being a jealous person because of the things I tell myself. Just accept it and don't judge yourself for it. Okay, this is one part of who I am. So then, you can go on to step 2 and deal with the issue, right? So deal with the jealousy, deal with the fact that you're unemployed, deal with the fact that you're overweight. Right? And there are 130-something videos out there at jove.org that can help you with all of that stuff. But one of the first things you want to do is unconditionally accept yourself at this present time. Now, again, let's go back to relationships. People often tell me, Marcos, I'm overweight and I'm unemployed and I have a bad personality and I'm angry and people don't love me, right? Well, if you look at it that way, yes, you will see that people do not love you. But there's other ways you can look at it. You can look at yourself as a complex human being, right? That one of the challenges is that you get angry. Well, let's rephrase that. You make yourself angry, you make yourself jealous, you make yourself overweight, right? You make yourself depressed. Okay, fine. So now accept it. These are some of the things that I do to myself. Not a problem. All those things I can change, right? Now, is it irrational to think that other people see me and that's all they see? Globally rating me as overweight, as jealous, as anxious, as depressed? No. If you want to globally rate yourself, that's one thing, and call yourself globally overweight or globally a jealous person. But everybody doesn't see you that way. People have their own perceptions of who you are and how much they value you and your personality. So if you want to help your relationships, don't think you know what other people are thinking about you. Simply accept the fact the way you think about you. And that's all you really know. So all you really know is how you think about yourself. You may be globally rating yourself, and that's fine. And then you want to work on it. Your goal is to see yourself as a complex human being. And then when you start to do that, you start to free up energy to work on your issues. And secondly, don't think you know what other people think about you. Allow them to think whatever they want to think. Maybe they're not globally rating you. Maybe they're seeing one part of you as overweight, one part of you as unemployed, one part of you as angry. But there are many more parts of you that they value. And if you allow them to do that, you will have people in your life that love you. And that's going to take us to unconditionally accepting other people. But we always start by unconditionally accepting ourselves, because we're always with ourselves and we can practice this on ourselves. Then we can practice it on other people and accepting other people unconditionally. I hope this was helpful. Live healthy and live happy, and I'll see you here next time.